Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the best advice I've ever received. My name is Brewer, and this is episode 3. Now, just a quick little backstory on this channel and this series. I first started the Brewer channel as a secondary channel. The reason I started it is because on my primary channel, I wanted to teach YouTube growth strategies. So I wanted to test things that were a little different, a little out there, but I wanted to test them on a channel without a whole lot of subscribers. That way I could be a better teacher on the primary channel. Well, the problem is now this channel's starting to get a following and I want to create content for it, but I want to create value. I don't want to just put out stuff to put stuff out. So I came with this idea. I wanted to look back over my 7 years as a affiliate marketer, entrepreneur, digital marketer, all that stuff, and kind of dissect and determine what the best piece of advice I've ever received was from some of the top internet marketers and entrepreneurs of our time. And this is just my take on some of the best piece of advice I've ever received from these individual entrepreneurs. And today's episode is going to be Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. Now, he puts out a lot of content. He puts out a lot of advice. My number one piece of advice from him relates to just about everybody. And you may have a different piece of advice, but this is the best thing I've ever heard from Gary Vaynerchuk. And it's with regards to the opportunity that is the internet. Now, sure, he puts out a lot of content, and content I believe is important. Obviously, this is my second YouTube channel, and now I'm giving it attention. But the best piece of advice I ever heard was when he was talking about the internet opportunity. And I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, but basically what he said is the internet opportunity for most people is not to become the next .com millionaire or the next tech startup or to really even be the next ultra influencer. The internet opportunity for most people is to do what they love, make 70 to 100 grand a year baking cakes or refinishing furniture and loving life, okay? Maybe not making the $120, $150, $200,000 a year salary that they once were, but doing what they absolutely love and being able to provide themselves a living doing it. And I think that's really important. Oh geez, hopefully I'm not getting pulled over. I think we're good. See, there's someone's getting pulled over in the background. If it's me, I'm putting the camera down. Nope, we're good. All right, so anyways, this really is the opportunity. Like, think about it. Like, the internet, what it allows us to do is it allows us to communicate at scale, meaning we can reach everyone in the world. So if we want to bake cakes, right? If we want to bake cakes, post them on Instagram and sell them and ship them, and or just do special events, then we can absolutely make a living, because before this was not possible. And what I mean by that is there was only so many people in your town. Unless you lived in a big city or a fairly big suburb, you were going to run out of customers. You couldn't just be the one furniture refinisher guy in Spring Lake, Michigan, and expect to make $100,000 a year. But thanks to the internet, now you can. And it all revolves around content, using your number one competitive advantage, which is the fact that you're unique. And what I mean by that is when you create content that is unique to yourself, to you, then the algorithms will work in your favor to find your ideal audience for you. And then you have an audience of buyers who knows you, likes you, and trusts you, who will support whatever it is that you want to do, whether it be bake cakes or finish furniture or make kids Halloween costumes, okay? That is the opportunity of the internet. And it's the best piece of advice I've ever heard, because it forces you to stay within yourself. It forces you to focus on happiness. And this is my final thought. If you're going to go out there and create content, which you should, if you're going to go out there and build your brand, which you should, it's going to take time. Doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you go after a quote unquote opportunity or if you go after something you absolutely love. Either way, it's going to take time. Now, don't get me wrong, following your passion might take a little longer than a hot opportunity. I can speak from experience on this one. But one of the worst things that can happen is all of a sudden you start getting popular for this opportunity, and then all of a sudden you hate it. Like, but you just don't want to do it anymore, and then you have to start from square one. So you may as well start from square one from the beginning and build a business around your passion. Do something you love. Don't get me wrong, make sure you can monetize it, okay? Make sure you're good at it. Make sure there is an end monetization strategy in there. But don't focus on the money up front, right? Like, validate your opportunity. Like, maybe sell a piece of furniture as fast as you can, or maybe see if you can get somebody to buy a cake. But then focus on building the business around your passion, and focus on getting to a point where you can quit your job and do this full time. And if it's $78,000 a year instead of $120,000 a year, bet you in the long run it'll be a lot better. So that's the best piece of advice I've ever heard from Gary Vee. This was episode 3 of the best piece of advice I've ever received. If you liked it, drop a like on the channel, maybe subscribe, and I'll go ahead and link some of the other episodes down in the description below. Have a great day.